cabin was silent except for the ticking of an old clock and the relentless drumming of the rain. Lily stood frozen in the bathroom doorway, eyes locked on the two pink lines glowing on the pregnancy test. Her hands trembled. She'd always imagined this moment would be joyful. But now it felt like the beginning of a nightmare. The baby wasn't Ryan's. Rewind 6 weeks. Lily had planned a surprise anniversary weekend at her husband's family cabin, nestled deep in the woods of Vermont, a rustic place where memories lived in faded wallpaper and creaky floorboards. She'd enlisted Jason, Ryan's older brother, to help prepare the house. He and his wife, Ava, had vacationed there before, and he knew where to find everything. Ryan was supposed to arrive that evening, flying in from a business trip in Denver, but a violent storm swept in from the coast, grounding planes and cutting power across the region. Ryan called at 6:42 p.m. "I'm stuck in Chicago," he'd said. "The earliest flight is tomorrow morning." Lily tried to hide her disappointment. Jason offered to stay the night so she wouldn't be alone. She hesitated, but the storm outside was ruthless. So they cooked dinner together, lit candles, and drank wine while the wind howled. The night blurred. They talked, they laughed. Memories of childhood mischief, of awkward teenage years, of old heartbreaks. One glass turned into 2, then 3. The fire crackled, the air grew warmer, heavier. Jason looked at her differently, and Lily, lonely and emotionally vulnerable, found herself drawn to the familiarity, the comfort. They kissed, and then everything unraveled. The next morning, Lily woke up horrified. Jason was gone. Her phone buzzed. Ryan's flight had landed. Her heart raced. She showered, buried her fear, and met Ryan with a smile. But guilt clung to her like the scent of rain-drenched wood. She tried to forget. She and Ryan returned to the city, back to routine, back to life. But her body refused to let her move on. Her period never came. She vomited every morning. Her appetite changed. She knew, even before the test, but seeing those 2 pink lines made it real. She stared at her reflection, pale, hollow-eyed. "What have I done?" she whispered. Jason had gone cold since that night. At a family barbecue 2 weeks later, he wouldn't even look at her. Ava was cheerful, oblivious. Lily could barely breathe. She avoided family functions after that. The guilt made her stomach turn, not just from the baby, but from the shame. Lily considered telling Ryan, but what would she say? That she betrayed him? That the baby might not be his? She wrote him letters, pouring out her truth in ink, but she never sent them. She scheduled a private ultrasound. The technician smiled and pointed. "Congratulations, Mommy. A healthy baby boy." Her breath hitched. Her eyes welled. On the screen, he looked like a tiny bean, but in her heart, he felt like a bomb waiting to go off. Jason texted that night, "We need to talk." They met in a quiet coffee shop on the edge of town. He looked exhausted, guilt-stricken. "Are you going to tell him?" "I don't know," Lily replied. "I don't even know what I want." Jason nodded. "It was a mistake, but I need to tell Ava. I can't live with this." Lily swallowed hard. "Then I have to tell Ryan too." Jason confessed first. Ava's scream shattered the quiet of their suburban home. She threw him out. Lily sat Ryan down the next day. Her voice trembled as she told him. Ryan's face twisted with disbelief, then pain. "You slept with Jason?" "It was one night. I didn't mean..." He stood up. Don't say it didn't mean anything." He left that night. The following months were a blur of doctor's appointments, tears, and sleepless nights. Lily's belly grew rounder, heavier. She stopped going out. The neighbors whispered. Her parents stopped calling. She was alone. When the baby arrived, she named him Hope, because despite everything, she needed something to believe in. He had Jason's hazel eyes. Lily couldn't lie to herself anymore. She knew who the father was. Ryan visited once quietly. He stood over the crib, staring at the tiny child. "He's beautiful," he murmured. Then he left. Jason tried to reconnect, but Lily refused. She didn't love him. That night was never love. Ava filed for divorce. Lily wrote her a letter of apology, long and raw. Ava never replied. Time passed. Hope learned to smile, to crawl. Lily slowly began to heal. 1 year after it all fell apart, Lily organized a small family gathering. She invited everyone. Ryan, Ava, Jason. Only Jason declined. Ryan showed up late. Ava came with a friend. Lily stood before them, hope in her arms, and said the words that had haunted her. "I'm sorry to all of you. I made a terrible mistake. I don't expect forgiveness, but I needed you to know I've changed, I've grown, and I hope one day you'll remember me for more than that night." Silence hung heavy. Then Ava stepped forward, touched Hope's hand, and smiled weakly. "He's not to blame," she said. Ryan stayed the longest. He helped clean up, fed Hope, and asked about Lily's new job. He didn't move back in, but he didn't leave either. It was the beginning of something else. Not a reconciliation, not yet, but maybe a second chance. Because sometimes the messiest stories birth the strongest people. Sometimes from the darkest shame, a new kind of light is born, and in that light, even a broken heart can begin to heal. Do you think Lily deserved forgiveness? Comment your thoughts below. Subscribe to Time of Tales for more emotional and thought-provoking human dramas.